The rain fell steadily over the city, turning the streets into rivers of reflected light. Inside a quiet corner library, Lior moved gently between the shelves, arranging books with careful hands. To anyone watching, he was simply a soft-spoken librarian who preferred silence and solitude. But Lior carried a secret he guarded closely. He was an Omega in a society that believed Omegas were weak, fragile, and meant to be controlled. So he hid it. Each day he kept his head low, speaking little and avoiding attention. The library was the only place where he felt safe, surrounded by stories where people could be brave, free, and loved. One evening, as the storm outside grew fierce, Lior closed the library early and hurried into the rain. Wind pushed against him as he stepped onto the street and suddenly collided with someone solid. Books slipped from his arms. "Sorry," Lior began, kneeling to gather them. A tall figure crouched down to help. When Lior looked up, he froze. The man before him had a calm but commanding presence, dark hair damp from the rain, sharp eyes that seemed to see everything. This was Adrian, a powerful alpha whose name was known throughout the city. For a moment, the world seemed to pause between them. Adrian handed him the last book, studying him quietly. Something about Lior stirred a protective instinct he rarely felt. "Be careful," Adrian said softly. It should have been a simple meeting. But fate had other plans. Over the following weeks, their paths crossed again and again, sometimes near the library, sometimes on quiet evening streets. Each encounter drew them closer, their conversations growing longer, their silence more comfortable. Adrian noticed things others ignored, the way Lior flinched when people spoke harshly about Omegas, the way he tried to disappear in crowded places, and Adrian began to stand beside him. When strangers mocked or threatened Lior, Adrian's calm presence alone was enough to silence them. For the first time in years, Lior felt safe. What began as quiet protection slowly grew into something deeper: trust, warmth, and a bond neither of them expected. Then one day, Lior discovered something that changed everything. Sitting in his small apartment, holding a trembling medical report, his heart raced. He was carrying a child, Adrian's child. In their world, such a thing was rare and precious, but it was also dangerous. Society would judge him, question him, perhaps even try to separate them. Fear gripped Lior as he told Adrian the truth. But Adrian did not hesitate. Instead, the powerful Alpha gently took Lior's hand. "You're not facing this alone," he said firmly. From that moment on, Adrian stood beside him openly and without shame. When whispers followed them through the streets, Adrian ignored them. When people questioned their bond, Adrian answered with unwavering pride. Finally, one evening in a crowded public square, Adrian made his choice clear to everyone. He stepped forward, placed a protective hand over Lior's stomach, and declared him and their unborn child as his family. The murmurs around them faded. For the first time, Lior lifted his head without fear. Because love, true love, was stronger than the traditions that tried to silence it. And together, Adrian and Lior walked forward into a future they would protect as one.